Dawn bled pink over Manhattan's jagged skyline, commuters streaming through crosswalks with the familiar rhythm of another ordinary day. Steam rose from manhole covers, coffee aromas mingling with exhaust in the crisp air. Then, gravity betrayed them. It happened without sound or warning. One heartbeat. Shoes gripped pavement. The next, soles peeled away as if the earth exhaled a mighty sigh of rejection. Briefcases floated upward, a yellow cab lifted nose first, tires spinning uselessly. Pedestrians rose in slow motion, arms flailing, screams stretching into Doppler wails as they accelerated skyward. In the physics department atop Columbia's northwest corner building, Dr. Arya Voss felt the floor push once, firm, familiar, then repel. Her coffee mug drifted from her hand, dark liquid globules hanging like black pearls. Paper swirled in sudden updrafts. She lunged for the gravimeter station, clamping magnetic boots to the deck as alarms shrieked. Readouts confirmed the impossible. Effective G equals -9. 8 meter per square. Not zero. Negative. Earth's mass now repelling matter instead of attracting. Through the window, the Hudson River rose in a vast, slow-motion curtain, millions of tons of water climbing into the sky, fish glinting silver as they soared alongside office workers in business suits. Bridges sagged upward, cables snapping with metallic twangs, vehicles tumbling end over end into the haze. Arya's team tethered themselves to bolted benches, faces pale under emergency strobes. "Global?" Javier asked, voice cracking. "Global," she confirmed, scanning feeds from observatories worldwide. Satellites ejecting from orbits. The moon visibly receding, its pull weakening by the minute. Her phone buzzed against the ceiling, her brother Lucas in Berlin. She snatched it midair. "Arya, everything's floating. The kids." Static swallowed the rest. Outside, oceans worldwide lifted in colossal sheets, briny mist flooding the atmosphere, turning sunlight into diffused green shimmer. Buildings groaned as foundations pushed against bedrock, concrete dusting upward like gray snow. Deep core sensors, part of Arya's own research array, flashed anomalies. Mantle pressure reversing, quantum vacuum fluctuations spiking in the outer core. A false vacuum decay, Higgs field instability. She ran simulations on the wall console. Results chilled her. Repulsive force compounding, planetary radius increasing exponentially. The world wasn't just pushing people away, it was pushing itself apart. As the first skyscraper base cracked with a boom that vibrated through the rising air, Arya realized the true scope. They weren't falling up. Everything was. The makeshift orbital pod shuddered like a leaf in a hurricane, its thin aluminum shell groaning under the assault of escaping atmospheric gusts. Dr. Arya Voss floated inside, strapped to a jury-rigged harness of cargo straps and duct tape, her face illuminated by the flickering glow of a salvaged laptop screen. Below, or what used to be below, the earth bloated like an overripe fruit, its crust splitting in jagged lines that glowed orange with molten fury. Magma erupted in spectacular plumes, arcing upward in defiance of all logic. The acrid bite of sulfur dioxide seeping even through the pod's sealed vents, making her eyes water and her throat burn. She had escaped the initial hurl by sheer luck, activating an experimental magnetic tether from her lab just as the building launched skyward. Now, adrift in low orbit amid a constellation of debris, twisted girders, uprooted trees, and the occasional frozen corpse, Arya monitored the catastrophe unfolding. Satellite feeds, patchy and intermittent, showed continents fracturing, the Himalayas crumpling like paper, the Atlantic ridge vomiting lava that solidified into bizarre floating islands before disintegrating in the thinning air. In Sydney, a group of engineers had commandeered a fleet of hot air balloons, now inverted into desperate ascent vehicles, their propane burners roaring to propel them higher against the repulsive force. But the air grew thin, oxygen masks hissing as passengers gasped, visions blurring from hypoxia. One balloon burst under pressure, fabric shredding in silent vacuum, bodies tumbling outward like discarded dolls. Arya's comms crackled to life, a weak signal from her estranged brother Elias, buried in a Siberian tungsten mine turned upside-down sanctuary. Arya, the shafts are collapsing outward. His voice grated, laced with static and fear. We're using drill rigs as anchors, but the rock's turning to powder. Mom's here. She won't leave the lower levels. Says it's safer deep. Their mother, a geologist who'd predicted mantle instabilities years ago, now huddled with miners in caverns that expanded like inflating lungs, walls cracking with pops like gunfire. Tears welled in Arya's eyes, weightless orbs drifting across her cheeks. She and Elias hadn't spoken in years, divided by her pursuit of quantum gravity.